Europe stepping up for Ukraine.
Yeah.
As you know, President Putin just said that he is lowering the threshold for the use of nuclear weapons that's timed with President Biden allowing the use of ATACMS.
Yeah,
Does that change the calculus for the United States at all?
Well, it says that President Biden's decision is the wrong decision. I have no idea why he would take such an escalatory decision on the eve of being out of office. I think this is a huge mistake to greenlight the use of United States weapons into Russian territory. I mean, what if Russia were to respond by firing weapons into the territory of a NATO member? Then we'd be at war. I mean, then our NATO Article, 7 treaty obligations would be triggered. I mean, that would be a catastrophe. We wouldn't really have a lot of choice if that happened. I'm really concerned about this. I mean, we ought to be looking for an opportunity to de-escalate here. And listen, we're about to have a new president in 2 months' time, sworn in. So I very, very strongly disagree with what President Biden has done here. I think it's really dangerous. I think it's really reckless. It's like escalating in Vietnam. I mean, we did that for years. It didn't work out so well. So I caution against it.
Would it be acceptable if President Trump tried to make a peace deal that includes Russia keeping some of the territory it's gained?
Well, I don't want to speculate about what this or that might look like. I mean, the first thing is we've got to see, the new president has got to have the chance to meet with the Ukrainians, to meet with the Russians, to impress upon the Russians the need to end this, and to put them appropriately back in their box. And then we need to have that conversation you referenced a second ago that I've often called for. We need to have that conversation with our European allies that we need them to take the lead on the defense of Europe, the conventional defense of Europe. You asked about nuclear weapons. Only we can provide the nuclear umbrella. So the United States will continue to provide the nuclear umbrella for Europe. Only we're in a position to do that. But we need our European allies to step up and take the lead in deterring Russia going forward, and we will take the lead on China. That's just got to be our burden sharing. I don't know how else we're going to do it. I mean, we've got to get there. We have to get there, and this administration has not done that. I hope President Trump will. I hope he'll have that kind of talk with our allies, and I hope we'll have that kind of arrangement going forward. I just don't know how else we're going to manage the dual threat of a peer competitor, a peer competitor in China, and also a nuclear armed power. You know, Russia's not really a peer competitor to us, but they're a nuclear power, and that's a problem.
Senator, last night we saw many Senate Republicans actively try to delay Biden's judicial nominees. Should we expect to see more of that?
Well, yeah, they try to do what they're doing. And listen, Chuck Schumer filed on 3 judicial nominees on Thursday, and then he came back in yesterday with no notice and said, actually, I want to do whatever, 8 or 9 more, and jam them through the Senate. That's not our normal process. So, hey, you actually have to have consent to go from the legislative calendar to the executive calendar in order to file these nominees. So what you saw is Republicans saying, well, we're not just going to give you blanket consent. I mean, if you're going to do this, you're going to surprise us, and you're going to try to jam through bunches of nominees without consulting us after you've lost an election. They didn't just lose the presidential election. They lost the Senate election. No consultation, no forewarning. I mean, what they're trying to do is it's close to midnight appointments where it's like, we're going to just put everybody we can on the bench, and we're not even going to talk to you Republicans about it. I mean, he can do that if he wants, but I think what last night's exercise, the message that sent is it's going to be choppy waters between now and December. We're not just going to say, oh, sure, go ahead, just do it. Okay, great, guys. Good to see you.